Welcome to the last video session on image enhancement. So far in this video sessions on image enhancement, we have seen some basic gray level transformations, piecewise linear transformation, how histogram processing is useful and how it is done. And we have seen how spatial filtering is done. All these topics we had covered under image enhancement in spatial domain. Now, in this video, we will be discussing about how image enhancement is done in the frequency domain. For that, we will look into the Fourier transform and we will see how smoothing operation is done in the frequency domain and also how the image sharpening is done in the frequency domain. So here, when we say smoothing, it involves low pass filtering and sharpening involves high pass filtering, similar to what we had done in the spatial domain. Let's get started. Fourier series, we know that any periodic signal can be expressed as a sum of sine and cosine of different frequencies. Similarly, any non-periodic signal can also be expressed in terms of sine and cosine by a weighing function. And Fourier transform is widely used in the signal processing because both Fourier series and transform have an inverse process. The 2D discrete Fourier transform has a forward transform equation given here and the inverse Fourier transform given here. This is not the unitary transform that I had shown in the image transform topic. There is correspondence between filtering in the spatial as well as in the frequency domain. How? We know that the convolution property or the theorem helps us. We know that the convolution in one domain is multiplication in the other domain. So if we perform convolution in the spatial domain, we take the Fourier or we multiply the Fourier transforms in the frequency domain. Similarly, if we perform convolution in the frequency domain, that leads to multiplication or modulation in the spatial domain. So this is the specialty of the convolution theorem. So we use this concept here. And we know that f of uv is the DFT or the discrete for the two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform of the input image f of xy, and h of uv is the two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform of the transfer function of the filter. And we represent g of xy as the filtered output, and it is given by g of xy is the inverse transform of the product of the Fourier transform of the transfer function and the input image, Fourier transform of the input image. Okay, with that understanding, let us look into the frequency domain image enhancement. And we know that for low frequencies, using the low frequency filters, we can perform smoothing operation, and using high frequency, we can detect the edges and texture of the images as well as the noise. Let us look at the plot of the low pass filter. So here shown is the low pass filter. It's a 3D plot, and here we see that the image looks blur. That means the finer details are not available. So therefore it has performed the smoothing operation or averaging operation. If you take the high pass filter, all the sharp edges of the image are well defined. So therefore, or the texture also well defined. Therefore, if you want to extract the gross features or the smooth areas, then we go for the low pass filtering. If you want the texture or the edges as well as to filter out the noise, we go for the high pass filters. So this is what we can understand from this graph and the diagram here. Now let us go to the ideal low pass filter. So this is the ideal low pass filter. This is called the perspective plot of the ideal low pass filter. So if you look here, this is the origin and this is the pass band, and after the pass band there is a sudden transition from the pass band to stop band, and this is the stop band. This is the low pass filter if you consider from the origin. Let us look at the filter image. So the filter is displayed as an image here. So here, this portion, the white portion is the pass band and the black portion is the stop band. So this is the normal figure we represent the pass band and stop band. So after the cutoff frequency D naught, the starts the stop band. So pass band is here. So it has a there is it has a I mean the magnitude or the gain here is 1, and there is full attenuation after the cutoff frequency here. So this is the ideal low pass filter. What happens if you use this ideal low pass filter? Let us look at it. So by choosing the proper cutoff frequency and based on the power spectrum of an image. So if this is an image of size 500 pixels by 500 pixels. Now let us look at the Fourier transform of this image. Yeah, so this is the Fourier transform of this, or Fourier spectrum of this image. Spectrum tells the different frequency components present. So here there are different circles. Of course, the uh, points appear in conjugate form. I mean, they appear in pairs. If they are conjugate, they will appear along the vertical axis here. So what we see is there are different circles which enclose different points. So the smallest circle of radius 5 encloses up to 92% of the power spectrum and of the input image power in this spectrum. And the second circle, which is of 15, radius of 15, it encloses 94.6%. And similarly, if you come to the outermost circle, which is having a radius of 230, it encloses 99.5%. So you see that the maximum is covered at the smallest radius of these circles. Beyond that, it is not much. So efficient, most of the power is represented here. So therefore, if you take an ideal, so we have to choose the, if you take the ideal low pass filter or whatever filter we take, we have to choose the cutoff frequency based on the circle it encloses the power spectrum. So therefore, if the image total power is represented as PT, which is the sum of all the power present in the entire image, which is nothing but the real part and the imaginary part, because the Fourier transform is a complex term. So therefore, we take the real part as well as the imaginary part, and alpha gives the percentage of power covered by the particular circle. So therefore, it is multiplied by 100 here. So this is how we will be computing the power spectrum. Now let us look at this same image, and we are going to filter this image using ideal low pass filter of different radius, 5, 15, 30, and so on. Let us see what is the result we have obtained. This is for using 5, 15. So what we have observed here is there's a blurriness. There is blurriness here, and there are some effects here, different. This effect is called as a ringing effect. Okay, now why this occurs, we will see. So as we go for a higher circle or the bigger circle with a bigger radius, we get better results as whenever we use the ideal low pass filter. So this is the conclusion. Now, as I said, there is blurriness in the small circle, and there is this effect called ringing effect when we use this ideal low pass filter. So there is blurring at low frequencies, and the cutoff is too sharp, that results in ringing effect. So therefore, we go for a filter which has smoother transitions and not abrupt transitions. So the ideal low pass filter, if you come back here, the ideal low pass filter, yes, it has a sudden transition or the abrupt transition. This is what results in the ringing. So therefore, this is an undesirable effect. So therefore, we go for different filters other than the ideal low pass filter. So here we have shown the perspective plot of a Butterworth low pass filter, and this is a filter displayed as an image. So now you see there is no sharp, there is a transition from the pass band to the stop band. This is the stop band, this is a pass band, and in between is the transition band. And you know the order of the filter, the higher the order, the fall off or the roll off from the pass band to stop band is smoother. Now you can see that this is for order n equals 1, and this is for order n equals 4. So we have a better pass band, and the roll off also is quick into the stop band with greater order. So this is the Butterworth low pass filter. So when we use the Butterworth low pass filter, it removes the ringing effect. It reduces the ringing effect. So this is for the circle of radius 5, 15, 30, 80, and 230. Now we see that the ringing effect is reduced or almost eliminated. Next, what happens if we use the larger n? The Butterworth filter again results in the ringing effect. So we can see that this is for a small value of n of order. The order of the filter here is 1. This is 2 here, 5, and 20. So when we go for a higher order filter, there is ringing effect. So therefore, even Butterworth low pass filter are not the best choice. So we go for the Gaussian low pass filter, which has a bigger umbrella. under the curve. All right. So therefore, we go for the Gaussian low pass filter. As you can see from here, this is the pass band, stop band, and the transition band. So as we can see from the higher, from the Gaussian filter, higher the, we get more and more, the cutoff frequency is increased. So this is the perspective plot and the radial cross section of the the perspective plot of the Gaussian low pass filter. Now, if you apply the Gaussian low pass filter, the ringing is definitely reduced. So as we can see, this will be the effect of using low pass filter. Of course, blurring will be there when we take a radius of small circle, or a radius of a circle of small radius. If we take, then we get the blurring effect will be there. If you increase the circle radius, the blurring will be eliminated. So where we use this Gaussian low pass filter is in the one of the application is in the text for magnifying or for text analysis. So here we can see that the broken pieces are smoothened out by using the Gaussian low pass filter. So this is an application. Next, the high pass filter. As I had said, the high pass is for image sharpening. So therefore, it should have a zero phase shift and it should be radially symmetric. And also you can obtain the high pass filter with this equation, 1 minus the transfer function of a low pass filter. This also results in a high pass filter. Let us look at the ideal high pass filter. So this is the high pass filter. This is the pass band, and this is the pass band, and there's a stop band. Sorry, this is the stop band, and this is the pass band. So here the black represents the stop band and white represents the pass band. So here is the cutoff frequency, and there is a sudden change from the stop band to the pass band. And as I said, these sudden changes will result in a ringing effect. So even when you use a high pass filter, it will introduce ringing effect. So therefore, we go for the filters that have smoother transitions. So this is the Butterworth filter and its corresponding graph. This is the Gaussian high pass filter. So the high pass filter, the ideal high pass filter will result in the ringing, and this is the effect of using the Butterworth filter and the Gaussian filter. So we can see that the ringing is still present when we use high pass filter because of the abrupt transition. Next, let us see how we can use this ideal high pass filter and see the result. So when we use the ideal high pass filter, there is a ringing effect and the image clarity, the sharp edges are detected. So this is for the cutoff frequency of 15, 30 and 80. Next, if you use the Butterworth high pass filter, you see the ringing effect is reduced, and this is the final output. It is more, so we observe that the transition is smoother when we go for Butterworth high pass filter. If you use a Gaussian, now this is a better result. So we have got the sharp edges by using the Gaussian high pass filter. We can also use the Laplacian in the frequency domain. So how we can obtain the Laplacian is an image can be enhanced by subtracting the Laplacian. So we take the image and subtract its Laplacian. If the center coefficient is negative, otherwise we add the Laplacian if the center coefficient is positive. So like this, we can use the Laplacian also in the frequency domain for high frequency filtering. So this is an image of the North Pole and the filtered image. This is the image enhanced. This is the Laplacian and this is the image enhanced. So Laplacian in the frequency domain. So this is the plot of the frequency domain and the image representation. And this is the Laplacian in the spatial domain. And this is, if you zoom at this point, at the origin, we get an effect like this. And then this is the mask. And this is the profile. So in this video session, we had looked into the image enhancement in the frequency domain. So how we can do the smoothing operation by using low pass filter in the frequency domain, and how we can do image sharpening effect by using the high pass filter. So both we had used high pass filter, smoothing by using a low pass filter in the frequency domain, and sharpening by using a high pass filter in the frequency domain. Thank you.